Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome to another podcast episode. Have you ever doubted yourself that you cannot become a project manager or a program manager or a product owner or a product manager without work experience, without skills, without technical knowledge, and all of that things? Well, this video is going to clear all of your doubts. This video is a testimony that you can become a project manager, you can become a program manager, even if you don't have a technical knowledge, domain knowledge. You just need to have a right skill set to become one. Today's guest is example of how you can turn your career from one field to another field. His name is Mrugendra. He also goes by Mrugs. He is currently working as a program manager for Amazon, and he did his master's in engineering management and specialization in data analysis and data analytics, and now he's working as a program manager. He also had a product manager internship. All this is good, but the tricky part and the best part is that he comes from a bachelor's in electronics. So he changed his career field from electronics to engineering management, and then he pursued program management. Amazing journey. A lot of you want to be in this tech management role, so this video is for you. We talk about product management, we talk about program management, we talk about what questions they do ask, what how to make your resume stand out, and all the fun stuff about it. So please do watch it. It's 40 minutes or so. Highly recommend you watch it, take notes, implement those things in your career. And if you find this video helpful, valuable, please comment and give me feedback. What would you like to watch next? Consider subscribing, because we are trying to build this community where we help one another. So try doing that. That's it for this one. I will let you enjoy the episode now. Thank you, Mrugs, for doing this. Really means a lot to me. Mrugs sounds very fancy. He's just like, I'm Yudi, he's Mrugs, but his real name is Mrugendra. So thank you for doing it, and really means a lot to me that, you said yes to share your journey and inspire so many people. So thank you for being here.
Thank you so much for calling me. I'm always there to help people, and you are really a great YouTuber and always help people. So I was inspired to talk to you so that more people can understand me and get into this. And it's always my honor to be on your YouTube channel.
Yeah, and I think you are probably the second person who I'm bringing who's more like, you are like the first person who's program manager. I think I've had technical program manager, but I've never had a pure program manager. So I'm actually very excited to see how this goes. So, before we get anything started, let's do a quick intro for people who might not know you. Where are you from? What do you do right now? And where are you right now? And all the fun stuff about you.
So I'm Rugendra Manerikar. I'm originally from Maharashtra, India. So I'm working as program manager at Amazon Seattle. So before that, I finished my master's in engineering management from Northeast University in Boston in August 21. And during my master's journey, I did a co-op at Wayfair as product management co-op in data operations team. And in India, I did my undergrad in electronics engineering and worked as a project engineer in electrical firm.
I love your intro. So a lot of time when I film this, I don't know a lot of history about the guest I'm bringing in, because I like to keep it supernatural. So I didn't know that you are from electronics background, and then two, you moved to, is it industrial engineering you did?
I'm from engineering management.
Engineering management. So you did engineering management. And then, of course, you got a co-op in product management, and now you are a program manager at Amazon. Such a cool profile. So I'm excited to deep dive. If you remember, what was your GRE TOEFL? Just people like to know.
So my GRE score was not that great. It was 310.
310 is good. What do you mean by it's not great?
My quant score was really bad.
Oh, okay. And
my TOEFL score is 108.
108. Okay, cool.
I gave them both in 2018 before master's year.
So why Northeastern? Was it co-op the reason?
That was one of the reasons. Yeah. And this was honestly one of my best admits of which I got.
Oh, yeah.
And yeah, because of high rank in QS rankings, then their curriculum is really great. Like they have 4 core courses and 4 electives. Like 4 electives, you can take anything from mechanical engineering, electrical engineering to supply chain, data analytics, even business school MBA subjects. So that's really great flexibility. And even like professors are really well esteemed and industrial knowledge. So they really help with the projects and teaching. And they also help with your like job search, or even if you have any personal problems, they are ready to help you for that. And there is lastly the great co-op program, where like we get an opportunity to work in industry for from 4 to 8 months, learn about industry and make connections, and obviously earn some money.
Yeah. Yeah. I just want to clarify, a lot of people, because I've promoted NU a lot, and a lot of people thought that as soon as they get an admit, by default, they get a co-op. That's not the case. You
Yep.
actually have to work hard to get a co-op. It's not given that you get an admit in NU, you will get a co-op.
Yeah, that's true. So yeah, you're like when you like there's a course called Introduction to Co-op, which we have to take in first semester.
Right.
So where like we are assigned a co-op coordinator. So that in first class, the professor had told me like 50% of you won't get a co-op in the first
Wow.
class itself. Like
Wow.
they're not too statistics, but he tells to like don't be like overconfident that you're and you will get in co-op. You have to
Oh.
work hard, be on time. I mean, you just act
And
like this is yeah.
is that statistic true, do you think,
It's
or?
not real. I mean, it's little bit absurd, but it's not not
Right.
100%
Yeah,
students
yeah.
get
He
yeah,
just wanted every
to
student to
scale.
be more studious and I mean more disciplined.
Yep, that's it.
But if you
Because
had
like
to
some of
guess,
students, yeah, some of students were like getting late in the class, so that's why he told me like you won't get 50% of students won't get, and that be professional due to this one of the reason like being late in the class. So you'll be late in meetings also and interviews.
you're also the first one, I think. I'm interviewing for engineering management program at NU. A lot of people ask me, how is it? Should they do it or should I not do it? I usually recommend to go for NU just because of the brand and co-ops and all the fun things I've heard. But how is the program? Like, how is it structured? Because I think you mentioned that you can, and I remember talking to some of the students, you can kind of specialize into supply chain if you want to, data analyst if you want to, project management if you want to. So how really is it structured? What are the like how many credits do you require and how do you structure your course?
Sure. So like first of all, like the master's course in engineering management requires 32 credits to complete. So out of which each course is a 4 credit course. So like we have got like 16 credits, that's 4 courses compulsory, like economic decision making, project management, probability statistics, and operation research. These are like 4 core courses that everyone has to take.
Yeah.
And there are 4 electives. So the electives are really wide range. So either they can take from data analysis like data management for analytics, visualization, which I had taken, or take supply chain engineering, logistics and management, and like healthcare operations, so all logistics course, or even like the data mining, machine learning, and AI data courses. And if
Okay.
you're more interested in technical, like some of students had taken like taking electrical or robotics subject, they filed a petition and they could take robotics and electrical subjects also, and even mechanical subjects if you are more into engineering stuff, product development. So
Mm.
it's really wide. And there is always business school, which like we are allowed like around 9 credits of courses from business school, like introduction to marketing, financial management, or business analytics, that kind of courses. So really very
Okay.
well structured. So you have a
And
lot of options from your career choices. So you have to first find your passion, and then you can select your courses which you want.
right, I love
Or
that.
you can take one course from each thing and find out what do you like the most.
Yeah, but that can increase your
Yeah,
timeline because
that's true.
okay, so you said 32 credits
Yeah.
total to get a master's degree. Out of 32, 4 are mandatory, and
Yes.
each one is 3 credit,
4 credits.
4 credits. Okay,
Right.
so
So we have 8
16 is all
courses.
gone already. So
Courses
you're
on here.
16 left, and you have to decide which one you want to go with.
Yep.
And you said you went with data analysis.
I so like I took like 4 elective courses. So two were from data side, like data management for analytics, then computation visualization for analytics, and I took business analysis and information engineering, which is digital product management, and product development for engineers, which is more like product development courses. So
Nice.
I did both.
I love it. I love how you can structure it because now, based on your course, you can apply for data analyst position, data scientist, data engineer positions, but then you
Yep.
can also apply for business analyst. You can also apply for
Product
BI
manager.
because
Yeah.
of your visualization course. And
Right.
then you can also apply for project manager, program manager, product manager. So you opened up like 6, 7 courses for yourself.
Yep.
That,
That's
I mean,
so yeah.
6,
I just want
7
because
career roles.
career was.
Let's move to your co-op. You got it in Wayfair. For people who don't know, Wayfair, it's a very, very popular online store for furniture in a way. Does that
Yep.
right?
It's a
A
furniture
description?
e-commerce website for furniture. It's like Amazon of furniture
Yeah,
in
Amazon
layman's
of
term.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I have actually ordered this chair right here from
Sure.
Wayfair.
How is it?
Yeah, it's okay. But yeah, I mean, I've also ordered other things from them and they were good. So it is good company to be in. And you got product management intern in there. How did you start up? What was your strategy to find co-op? When did you
So
start it? What was your strategy?
so like as per any rules, you get eligible to start search for co-op after first semester of studies. Right? So like my first semester was fall 19, so I got eligible in spring 20 to search for co-op. So yeah, so I started like doing search. And first of all, I just look like we get like a co-op booklet, so where you can read about a lot of other career paths and subjects required and other companies listed. So I went through them. Then I decided for like I talked to people and joined the online community called Product Buds or Lewis Syrian community, which I joined. I like wanted to know about product management, talk to a few people like industrialists or like from the Slack channel. They explained what is product management and project management. I got more interested in that. Then I started reading a book called Cracking Product Management Interview by Gail Leckman
Mm.
and
Yeah.
yeah, Decode and Conquer by Lewis Lynn. So which really like helped me to know understand product management. Then when I was clear that I wanted product management, so I just like exclusively focused on applying to companies on product management and
Mm.
project management for us back because they are intertransferable skills.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right. So like we have got a portal, NU Works as Northeastern's portal where you can apply for different co-ops. I didn't get from there. I got from the company website, but many people get it from there. It's really good portal.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
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 So I applied to NU Works, LinkedIn, then company websites, then talked to a few seniors or few people which I knew, like for if there is opening in their team or any referrals or any just normal guidance on my resume.
Mm.
So around it took like whole month, around 1.5 months. So in March I applied here in like Feb mid 14th Feb was deadline. So I applied on deadline only 14th Feb 2020.
Mm.
And I got an interview call in like first week of March. That was before COVID happened.
Okay.
So it was in-person interview. 2 rounds were there. Like first one was behavioral interview for 1 hour, like normal questions like conflict and people management and ownership. And the normal second one was a case study, it was business case study. So we had to like gather requirements, then allocate resources like classic project management case. So
Okay.
after that, like in 1 week, I got result around like 10th March that I'm selected and I accepted the offer because the company was really great and I liked the role, everything.
Mm.
Yeah,
I
so
love.
so I got pretty early in March, so I was chill for the rest of the semester till June.
Yes. I love it. I love how casual you are, but it's a big deal. One, to get into product management intern because product management is a big role to fill. Second, you didn't have any product management
Mm,
experience, right?
right.
So it's kind of a fresh slate for you. So how did you design your resume to get an interview?
So yeah, so like the courses which I took, that taken like project management, data management, for analytics. Those two courses I had taken that time. So those I had projects in those two. So I like framed in that way, like the courses, like any project you do, it solves customer problems. So you have to like frame it in that way that it solved a customer problem, like did analysis, understood pain points. So I
Mm.
used that keywords and like showed that I did product management stuff. That
Okay.
was one of the key. And even like I did an online course on Coursera for product management, University of Virginia.
Oh, you
Yeah.
did that. Okay. And that was
So
before applying.
applying, yeah. I just
Okay.
wanted to learn more, explore. I didn't know how it was, but just wanted to learn. So I
Right, right.
even that course I used it for on my resume as product
Oh,
management. So like those courses, like those projects, kind of helped me improve my profile for that. Just getting involved.
so you basically tailored it for
Yeah,
product management.
that's
And
true.
when you were applying for project, you basically tailored it for project
Yeah,
management.
that's true. So like that's a general tip I give to everyone. Like when you apply for any role, either for same company or same role, just change your keywords or tailor accordingly, and try to
Right.
match more keywords from job description for getting a
Yeah.
better chance for getting into your call.
Yeah.
That's general
Uh,
advice for any role, any company you apply to.
yes, absolutely. And what he's talking about is keyword optimization. Because there's a software which there's an automation software which kind of runs through the job description and your resume, and it matches how many keywords are there in your resume, which applies to the job description, and based on that it will either filter out or it will filter in. So you have to have your resume designed in a way that it matches a lot of keywords. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, then there's a video I've made specifically on this. You should go check it out. I'm doing my own promotion over here.
Yeah, no problem.
So okay, how many companies did you apply to?
So like I was pretty lucky to get early, so I applied to few companies, like around 40 to 50.
40 to 50. Okay.
And I
And
know many
what?
people who applied to like 100 plus.
Oh, so not
Yes.
40 to 50. So like 200.
Yeah, 200. So I applied to 40, 50, but people apply a lot. I was kind of lucky to get early into this
Okay.
job. So I'm going to apply to 40, 50 companies. So that's
Got it.
another tip I would give. When you apply, like create an Excel sheet and mention like what did you apply, what role did you put, and what was the resume put, and what was the decision after that, just to understand. Like because after applying so many companies, you get emails lot of every day. So you forget like which company you interview, what was job description. So
Yeah.
maintain Excel sheet for that. Really helpful for in future.
Yes, I
That's
agree.
another advice I would give to students.
Again, I've made a video on this as well. If you should go check it out. But okay, you applied 40, 50 companies, and then was that the only interview you gave, or
Uh,
you gave
that
other?
was my first interview I gave. After that, while waiting for result, I gave 2, 3 more. But this was
Okay,
the first one to get offer. So as per non-system rules, if you accept one offer, then you are
right.
done for the
Of
co-op
course.
cycle. Yeah, you
Yeah,
can't up the interview again. So I stopped interviewing after that.
nice. How
And
was the?
COVID happened after
Hmm.
that. So there was really issues after that.
So did you do all work from home?
Yeah, it was work from afterwards. So I did for around 7 months, like June and to January mid.
Nice. How was the experience of product management intern, and what was your kind of day-to-day look like as a
So yeah,
product?
so my team was data solutions team for customer service. So our team owned all the data products like the SQL data sets, the Tableau, Looker, sorry, Google Data Studio dashboards, Looker data, so Looker local models. So my role was to like understand, like get new requirements from the business stakeholders, like which data set they wanted, which tool they wanted to pick up. Then I would discuss with the manager. Then we would design a complete product roadmap, like phase one, phase two. Like there was a like end-to-end project I did for weekly business review automation, which was currently it was like previously it was like that. So people had to type it manually and everything in Excel and show it to leadership on every Monday or Tuesday. So they want to do that. Everything should be done automatically, and every Tuesday number should get updated with that. So they don't need to put that. So that was a new tool which they were developing. So I led that in later part of my project. So I did like understood what they completely wanted and see what was the feasibility of their task and what would be data sources required for that, and if you have the relevant permission or tools to use the data sources, and then made a prior roadmap like phase one, phase two. Like for first 2 months, we will look like this. Like we'll have just 10 metrics automated. In phase two, it will 20. Then phase three to full automation. Then phase four, we will remove Google Sheet at all, use Google Data Studio dashboard, make accordingly with that, and then share the requirements with our senior data engineers and engineers who are like actually going to work on that and get their feedback if that was happening or what other things scoping requirements are required. That was
Right.
thing. So it
And
was not like it was more like product development side, not into like classic product management, like we do to market strategy or to price analysis. It was for internal
right,
customer only.
because you were developing it for internal team, so it wasn't external. So it's still product management. And
Yeah,
I know that you mentioned a lot of technical terms, so for people might get scared that, oh, I don't know all of these things. Don't worry, he's just good at technical things. You don't have to do all of this. What he's technically saying is that he got requirement from the business team which wanted like an automation for the manual tool they were doing, manual process they had. So he kind of understood the requirement, he clarified the requirement, started writing the user stories, I'm guessing.
yep.
Right.
On Jira.
On Jira,
Yeah.
yes, of course. And for people who don't know, Jira is like a project management tool, and then Confluence. I'm guessing you used Confluence for writing the docs.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's how you kind of got the requirement, and then he basically led the kind of the roadmap prioritization, like this should be done first, then in the next sprint you should do this, and kind of that. So it was still fairly management. Like he did not do any part of coding, he just know a lot of technical part of it, right? You didn't
Yeah.
do any coding, right?
No, I didn't do that. Like I did on my own just for my understanding and wanted to learn more, but it was not required, not part of job description.
Yeah, yeah.
I had created a dashboard for my just my knowledge.
And even if you want to become a product management or even product manager or a product management intern, you will never be asked. I don't think you will be ever asked
Yeah.
like a programming question.
No, they won't.
Yeah, it's
So
more
just for
like,
their own knowledge and my own, I wanted to have fun and did
right.
that,
What
but not that.
what are some of the most like kind of common interview questions for product management?
Product management kind of thing is like one of one commons, like which is a favorite product and how would you improve it? Like for example, my favorite product is Zoom, and how would I improve it? Then I can say that like Zoom doesn't support like live chat. That doesn't support like a normal chatting like Teams or Slack. That's one of the pain points. Like some things which kind of improve it. Then
Yeah.
suppose like there could be questions like suppose if you want to develop iPhone 50, so how many users do you think will purchase it? What could be approx pricing for that? So you have to make estimation
Oh,
like around
wow.
like iPhone 12, there are like 10 million users in US. We can say that they change the phone every 2 years. So iPhone 50 will have like around 7 million, 5 to 7 million users next year.
Hmm.
Kind of
Yeah.
that stuff. Yeah,
Yeah.
that about
And when
estimation.
they
So
give
if
you
you want
this,
like read
right.
like these books like Decode and Conquer and Cracking Product Management Interviews, they're really helpful for solving this question. There are even templates given that.
Yes, I
So it's
agree.
not that hard if you read that books.
Yeah, I'll link those book in the description. So if anybody who's interested can go and check it out. But I also think that when they are doing these case studies, they purposely leave out a lot of details because
Yeah.
they want you as a product manager, you have to clarify those requirements. You have to ask these questions. They know that they don't want this perfect answer. They just want to see your process, right?
Right. So one of the the full-time jobs I was applying to, there was a good company who was a product manager. So there was a question like, how will you design a kitchen for two people?
Hmm.
That's a vague question. Now you have to ask like, who are those two people? Are they like cook or they're house workers or they're students? Because everything depends on their role. Then how big do you want? Then what things do you want? Do you want microwave, oven, stove, or the fridge? Just kind of like these are verification you need to ask them to show that you're interested. And after that, you can design it.
Yeah.
Like, do you have any budget or any preference of items do you want or company?
Yeah. And main reason is because that's what really product manager does. They go to the market and they kind of do this survey. In his case, he did internal team, but in most cases, like a lot of product manager work for external customers, like he said, Zoom. And so he would be, kind of doing this, figuring out user feedback, like, okay, people don't like or people want to have this live feature. So what are these user personas and things like that. So he or she will be responsible to answer these questions for the team who's going to build this. So yeah, I love product management. That's one of my dream roles to be. I don't know when
Yeah,
I'll go get there, but
you will get
uh,
soon with your
yes,
experience.
yeah, I just have to really try it. I'm hesitating, but yeah, I love product management. I'm a scrum master for a lot of my
Right.
products over here. So I work very closely with product owner. So that's why I know all of this. So
And
fun.
now other thing on that, like Wayfair, it was a co-op, so I did a lot other things. Like I was also Scrum Master, product owner for the sprint. So I set up the sprint tickets, sprint allocation, then did all the sprint planning, the sprint demonstration, sprint retrospective. I
Yeah.
started the sprint, closed the sprint, and measured the sprint metrics also.
Yeah.
Because it was co-op, so it was not well defined. So I did try hand on that also. So it was like product management co-op. I got both the experiences,
Right.
Scrum Master and product manager.
Yeah.
That's a great
Yeah. So
experience to understand.
all the things which he's talking about, it's something called Scrum, which is an agile methodology to implement software or to develop software. And there's a tool called Jira, where you create the sprints and you put the stories and then you end the sprint and all the fun stuff. I love it. This is what I do for a living. So uh,
Yeah,
that's
that's
awesome.
really interesting. Even I did
Nice.
my certified Scrum Master certification recently, like four
I
five
know.
months
I
back.
saw that you had that CSM. I have a CSM, so now my
Yeah,
next is
advanced version.
CSP. So we'll see when I'll do this. I don't really have time for it, but
I
anyway,
want to get a PMP.
PMP. Why?
Yeah, just like that. That's my dream because many
I
people
just
are
that
getting
that's
PMP. Dream,
nobody
yeah, just
uses
one.
PMP. I mean, I
Yeah,
guess a lot of people uses it,
use it.
but I would rather go on the agile direction. But
Agile.
now PMP also has an agile
Yeah,
section in it now.
section. They
Yeah,
introduced recently last year only
right.
to compete with Scrum Alliance.
Yes,
Yeah, that would be
that
nice.
was it. They
Yeah.
realized like, okay, what waterfall is no more working. We have to move to agile. So let's include this. Right. Okay. So you finished your internship at Wayfair. You have
Yeah.
got great experiences. You made a lot of good connection. I'm guessing all of this, but
Right.
you had this. Did they offer you full time or they did not
No,
offer
it
you?
didn't offer a full time.
Okay.
So I was back to job searching in January.
So at what point did you decide that you want to go into product program management versus product, or you kept your options open and you were
I kept
applying
my
to both?
options open. I plan to both because as international students, we have this deadline of 90 days, stop staying unemployed after graduation.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
it's better to get a job.
when did you start applying for jobs, or when did you start your job search?
So when I was doing co-op, I was just casually looking into jobs, like what are the questions that can come interview, or what kind of resume I wanted, or what kind of resume I need to interview, make it or talk to people. So like I did passive jobs, not that actively. I just understood my own requirements and where do I stand. And from like January when co-op started, like I was reaching my final semester. Now it's time to get a job. So
Yeah.
I
Okay.
actually started job searching from Jan 2021.
And you were graduating in
So I had option of
May.
graduating in June or August. So like summer one or summer two. So I
Okay.
decided to go to August summer two to get more time.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. Okay. And what was your full-time job search like? Did you get immediately? Were you lucky again, or did you have to struggle through a lot of interviews, and what was your
Say
experience?
a mix of that. Like some January side. So again, I was like back to square one. Like so again, what I did for co-op, like finding companies and finding roles, what roles I'm interested to, and like main thing I talked to a lot of people on LinkedIn to understand like what is program manager, what is product manager, and different companies. So understand more, and I could like tailor my resume accordingly after that. So and even I got a lot of help from like as resume review from my peer, friends, or relatives for that. So that was one of the main thing I did that. After that, I just again started applying on LinkedIn, Glassdoor, company websites here and there, a lot of places. And I also tried to get referrals from people whom I knew, or just tried to talk to them. Like that's another tip. If you get a referral, that's really great thing in a job
Yeah,
search.
absolutely.
And
So
yeah, and plus before getting referral, always maintain a relationship, talk to them one on Zoom or phone call, and try to learn from them more. Then only after that ask.
yeah,
And
not your first conversation should be like, hey, can you refer me? Yeah,
first know
absolutely.
about them and show them that you are really capable of them, because people refer only you when you show them that you can do it.
True, true. That is true. And so how did Amazon happen? Was that through
Uh,
referral? Was that through NU portal, or was it through applying through LinkedIn?
so I got again job pretty early around June.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Okay.
so before my 2 months before my graduation.
Hmm.
So I applied directly on company website without referral. There was luck. Again, I got an interview, like got called, like recruiter reach out, recruiter asked like basic questions regarding like experience, salary, visa status, and after that, when they were satisfied, then they moved me to the first round. The first round was with a team member. It
Hmm.
was completely behavioral based on their 14 leadership principles. Now it's
Hmm.
16, but that time it was 14.
Yes.
Yep. So after that, the first phone call was 1 hour phone interview. Then there was again second round with the hiring manager for 1 hour interview.
Hmm.
After that, there was a virtual on-site. So like in reality, they're like on-site of 5 rounds in single day. But it's COVID, so it's a virtual on-site. So I had like 1 hour video calls on a single day. I
Right.
decided to split it between 3 and 2 for 2 days. They were
And this
kind
is
enough to do that.
this is for program manager
Yeah,
at
it was program
Amazon.
manager, Amazon.
Okay.
Because I was lucky to get more interview calls for project program than product side. I was not getting that many interviews.
Oh, that's so interesting. I mean, I guess it makes sense. Product manager, they're a little more hesitant versus
The
program and project manager.
product manager, like either you either need like 3 to 4 years experience to get in product manager, or you need like 0 to 2 years APM, also the product manager.
Yes,
So associate product
associate.
manager, a lot of companies they don't sponsor visas, or they prefer undergrads, because
Mm,
yeah, that was one of the reasons of
okay.
not getting a product call. That's really hard to get a product interview without
Okay.
any experience.
What is program manager? What type of things you prepare for becoming a program manager?
So like program manager is not that hard. Like program manager is like group of projects. So in current in Amazon, I work at Amazon Fresh. That's the online grocery store.
Yes.
So I own the metrics for call the quality. So like all the different programs and the projects under quality and quantity will come under me. So
Mm,
that's my role. So like there's no project manager role at Amazon. If there was project manager role, then it would have just single person like who is just charge of quantity metrics. So I'm
right.
like charge of the whole quantity metrics, all the project quality and quantity project metrics. So that's a complete work stream which I handle. So I have to make project plans accordingly, then review the success criteria and have any mitigation strategies for risk, then remove any bottlenecks and collaborate with stakeholders, so operation managers, BI engineers, data engineers to get data or implement that project. That's like kind of program
Yeah,
manager. So it's like project manager in higher program manager. We have
right.
handle 4 or 5 different projects
Got
with the
it.
different scopes.
more like same combination of Scrum Master, Project Manager, but that person is managing like 4 or 5 projects.
Project, right? And yeah, it is not agile methodologies. So it's not any methodology, not exact agile or Scrum methodologies. It's just normal project management. Yeah. It's not a tech. It's more process improvement, industry engineering side.
Okay, got it. Okay. But does Amazon do have agile? Yeah, I think they
do
do,
have agile
right?
for the computer software side or BA side.
Yeah, they do the sprints and also. But in your case, you're doing more waterfall.
Waterfall based model because process improvement industry is traditional project management.
Okay. So do you still track everything in Jira or?
We don't use Jira anymore. Yeah,
Amazon probably has their own stuff.
Yeah, Quip. Yeah, their own tool.
Nice. Okay. Cool.
So like Jira, they are done like those. I work closely with the BI engineers team, so they have this complete Scrum process and they have got the Jira and everything, which I did as Wayfair. They do the same thing.
Got it. Okay. So what does the interview process look like for program manager?
So typically at Amazon Program Manager, it's like mostly based on your like behavioral questions based on 14 leadership principles. So like their leadership principles are like ownership, then what like hire the best, and like get customer obsession, then earn and show results, that kind of rules. So like you can expect questions like tell about time when your project failed, what did you learn from that? Or tell me about time you had a conflict with a manager, what was the solution? Or tell me about time when you couldn't satisfy a client, what do you do? So like these kind of questions they ask, then you tell your story, and after that they will deep dive in that. Get more technical terms, and you have to be really fast and sharp to remember all details, tell them in detail.
Right. So my guess is you use STAR technique.
Yeah, STAR techniques: situation, task, action, result. That's the holy grail for all the behavioral interviews.
Right.
That's the suggestions. Always use STAR technique.
Yeah.
First situation, then task, then action and result. Always show result, like it increased like 4% or save money by 10,000, something like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just to elaborate on what he's saying is that they will ask you like, hey, if you had a conflict with your coworker, how did you resolve it? Then you give a situation that, hey, this is what was the situation. My coworker wasn't agreeing on the approach I was trying to do. Then what was the task? Like, what did you do to resolve it? And then you say like, oh, we talked it out and we did pros and cons, blah, blah, blah. And then action, action is mainly like, the doing part. And then result was like, after concluding, we agreed that, the approach we are taking or whatever is more productive or efficient. And so you're basically saying situation, task, action, result. So that's the STAR, common STAR technique. I love it.
I should advise everyone to say like speak in STAR format only for behavioral questions.
Yeah. So no, I'm guessing there were no technical questions for
me.
Well, all behavioral.
All behavioral. So if it was technical program manager role, then there was an Excel or Python role depending on team requirements.
Okay.
So mine is non-tech program manager, so I didn't have any technical rules. But like one of my friend who got TPM, he got this Excel term.
Yes.
We look up.
Right.
But I use that in my work still.
Yeah. And I'm really interested to see your resume because is there your resume available on LinkedIn or something? Because
no, I didn't put that.
Okay. I'm curious to see because sounds like you have figured out a trick to get an interview calls even without applying for referrals, without applying through your NU portal, and just applying directly to the website. I'm actually really curious. What kind of points did you mention so that every time it picked up and you got an interview call?
I always used to like try to use the job description keywords like you. So and like for example, like you work with different stakeholders. So I would like always try to mention properly. Like I collaborate with different stakeholders such as engineers, production managers, or electricians to mitigate resources, like to allocate resources and mitigate risk. That kind of question. And always like suppose you like always everyone has used Excel in their real life. So like if Excel is required, always show that you analyze data or made dashboard on Excel. Mention that words properly because Excel 99% people use Excel in their daily life. They don't mention on resume, which is a big thing. Like whatever things you do.
Correct me if I'm wrong. So basically what you did is you read through the description. In that description, there are two sections. One is responsibility, one is qualification. You
Right.
went through them and you picked up the every single point, and you're like, okay, in this they are asking for this, so I'm going to add a point in my resume somehow that defines that. Is that what you did?
Yep. Yep. So
Okay.
I mean, yep. So like you analyze the data. So you always not mention that you use Excel for it, but it's mentioned that you should know advanced Excel. So Excel made that what I know. I analyze data using pivot tables in advanced Excel.
Oh,
It was
nice.
qualification.
Okay.
Which obviously I did, but like many people do that, but they
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
usually pull that off.
Right. It is a lot of time. It is how you represent your story in resume is going to get you the interview, right? Like
Right.
it is absolutely that. And then once you have an interview, then it's up to how much knowledge you have and how much prepared you are for that interview will get you the job.
Sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
because like they read through a resume very well and ask you questions based on resume.
Yeah.
You should know
Yeah.
a resume well and answer them.
What are some of the important skills if someone wants to become a program manager? What are some of the important skills they should learn, or they should, start building that things if they want to become a.
So, so like program or project management does not have that much technical skills. It's more about soft skills. So like your communication skills are important, the stakeholder collaboration, then conflict solving, and identifying risk, understand user pain points, what are the issues. That those are main skills one should build it and like try to make projects according to that. Like which the project make a project like which solves all human like, custom problems. That I would suggest and work with different people. Understood
Mm,
first. And like technical skill, you can say like Excel is required anywhere, advanced Excel, and SQL is required, data analysis, even visualization tools like Tableau, Power BI, Data Studio that you can build
mm,
upon. Is good to build upon.
mm.
And always like try to do projects on a resume and interact with different people to get more knowledge.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, it's all people skills. It's all soft
Yes.
skills. It's all people skill, communication skills. So how you build that is really just getting involved in multiple projects and leading those projects, and then only you will have those stories to say when you are having those interviews.
Yeah, that's correct. And
Yeah.
one thing, like talk to different lot of people, like industry experts on LinkedIn or even in person if you are possible or in events, because like all program manager, project manager roles are really different in all companies.
Mm.
So everyone has different responsibilities. Like one of my friend working program manager in pharma company is more into marketing and strategy, not into technical. He
Okay.
doesn't use any of the skills. He will use word of Excel. I had to use I had to do data analysis and use SQL and Excel for that, Tableau for that. So really, like all program managers are not same.
So how do people reach out to is that LinkedIn? Is that what you
Uh,
would recommend?
yeah, I would say LinkedIn. Like suppose they want to reach out to me, they can always send an invite and write a memo that I am XYZ and I am student or like want listen. I want to learn what a program manager. So is it possible to have some time with you or something like that? I would always
Yeah.
accept that and give them time on my availability. That always, and 50% people would do that if you write
Yeah.
a invite. So don't send a blank invitation.
Yes.
Just write memo.
Yeah. Two things don't do. One is don't send just blind invite, which without a message. And second, when you email somebody, don't forget to write a subject line, because if you have no like if I see there's no subject, I don't respond to anybody. Also, what you did is kind of scary. Now you offered everybody to reach out to you. So I'm warning you, people will reach out to you, and I'll
I
leave
said, no,
his
that's not an
LinkedIn.
issue.
Yeah.
That's not an issue. I'm always
Uh,
there to help people if I have time. And
love it.
always, and other thing, the third thing I would suggest that always research the person you're talking to, like what they are into and have they worked previously. So that's a good conversation starter.
Mhm.
Because some of people have reached out to they ask me whether have you worked before, but haven't you seen, like they would have seen my LinkedIn profile, they would have seen where I've worked and they could have asked questions accordingly.
Mhm.
That's just a waste of time. So yeah, research about them well and their roles responsibility. Ask those relevant questions to them.
Nice. I
That's
this is
that
this
another
is
thing.
really really important. I love it. I mean, what you just said. It's really important. If you're reaching out, do your homework before you reach out. Before you message them, don't just say hi. That is another thing I get I get very annoyed. People just say hi and then wait for me to respond to them. As like I don't have time to respond to your hi. Just tell me what you really kind of at least start a conversation. And if you are starting a conversation, don't ask me, hey, where did you do your master's from? That is an easy information you should be able to figure out
Yeah.
if you're looking at my profile.
Yeah.
So what's the one last step you would give to students? Not necessarily they want to get into program product, but in general, they're coming to United States looking for a job. What is one tip? How would you motivate them?
So I motivate like this is not a sprint, it's a marathon. So work hard on continuously, make small improvements, and don't get disheartened if you are getting rejections or not getting what you want. Just work hard. Eventually, you will get what you want. So don't lose faith. Have patience and have hope. And hope is a good thing. It always wins.
Yeah.
From Shawshank Redemption.
Yes.
That's one thing. Yeah. And like when you come to US, it's really different experience. What you have experienced in India, it's not like that. Just be prepared for that, for struggles and for skills. But it's fun. You learn a lot and you grow as a person. Professionally and personally, you build a lot of relationships and you understand human nature really well. And don't forget to have fun. It's a new country, new place. Make friends, talk to different people. Just don't stay at your home or room. Talk to as many people as you want and make connection with friends because their friends may stay for life. And explore that. All cities are beautiful here. Please, and I try to explore cities.
Yeah, I love a lot of things which you say. I say those a lot in my videos, so they are like totally aligned with what I say. And I love how you said like don't be disheartened because rejection is just a part of the process. It's inevitable. Like you will get rejection. It's gonna be very very rare that you applied and every company you applied you're gonna get an exception. That's not gonna happen. So
if it feels good, like I got around 50 to 60 rejections before I got Amazon interview.
Yeah. So again, I love it. Thank you again for doing this. How do you feel? Did you take loan for your master?
I did took loan from HDFC Credit. Not sponsored by HDFC, but just telling.
Yes. And how do you feel? Because you had a co-op, of course, that helped you to pay maybe your last semester. Is that true?
Yeah, like one semester fees I could pay, and I could do an India trip.
Oh, and then India trip, nice. Okay. And now, how do you feel? Do you feel you will be able to pay off your loan?
Yep, I think so. I should be able to pay in a year.
In a year, that's awesome. Again, and the reason I'm asking this is because I just want to inspire people, and I want to put this out. Like, I know 80,000 might look a big number, but if you really of course you cannot like just graduate and buy a Tesla, then you will not be able to pay off your loan. But if you apply really smart money management principles, then within a year or two you should be able to pay off your loan, even if it is 80,000. Mine was very very less compared to your, but I'm just happy that you shared that. This is gonna help a lot of people to just kind of rationalize this thing. Awesome.
And like sure. I just one last thing, like don't waste your money on a lot of stuff. Like you feel like just like it's YOLO, you only live once, but that's not true. You should save money for future because here emergency funds are even healthcare is really expensive. If anything happens to you, your insurance won't cover all the costs, and you have to pay for it. So save for future and say have some emergency fund in your account available all the time. That's one last financial advice I would give.
Yeah, save emergency fund. If you watched my last video, I've talked about it too. So awesome, man. Thank you so much for doing this. Until our next one.
Keep smiling and keep hustling.